Billy Joe Bob Sue.
Your alias of Garrett Plunkett.
No, he can't pull off being me. He's.
Go!
Nice, Todd. Nice.
It's your boy Stones. It's Garrett, Toko Ono, and not Drew here again.
And not Drew.
I don't see Drew anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Drew, you back there? Drew, where?
Drew? He's not under my desk.
Dog?
Who?
Where is he? We don't know. I
Under
just
my
hope he
desk.
didn't quit and not tell us, because that would be really unprofessional. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but we run a really professional workplace here.
Yeah. This is a tight ship. This place
is run tighter than the Planet Express.
That's some tight shit.
So, before we get to all the big stuff, watch UWE Ultimate on YouTube. We just had another awesome taping. I just shared a picture of our champion, Brutal Bob. Go to YouTube, check it out. It's great. You'll be helping. It's school. Get off the ground. They do great work. Just go check it out. Check out UWE. You want to become a wrestler? Hit that up. We got our champions are there.
Honestly, I wish this place was open 20 years ago, because
I know, right?
Be sitting behind the computer. I would be on the stage in front of everyone holding up both belts. Because you know who would have been the OTC? It would have been me. You'd put your ones up for me, guys.
You would 100% be like the American Kevin Owens, like 100%. If you had to liken you to anybody who is now, absolutely, you would be the.
You took Stone Cold and Kevin Owens and mashed them together.
I think that's a fair call.
So would my wrestling name be Kevin Austin or Steve Owens? Everybody vote on it.
I think you still just go with Joe Stones, and then when you go through different gimmicks, once you hit your suit and tie gimmick, you'd be Joseph Stones, and you'd be mad that everyone's calling you Joe.
Stones, if you're nasty, Mr. Stones.
Mr. Stones, there you go. It's perfect.
I like that.
You can go all mob and be like, Joey, you Joey Stones.
Yeah,
I saw Joey Stones.
Forget about it. Yo,
boppity boopity boopity boppity boopity boopity boppity.
But you know what? Before we start anything, so we don't forget it, I'm just going to go hit this now.
Have you ever found yourself in the need for some screen printing? What about some vinyl work? Well, we have the spot for you. Seasonal Sports, 215 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, has all your needs. Go see Fred at Seasonal Sports.
All right.
See Fred.
You need something.
Redid both of our titles. It's great.
All right. So
just go see Fred. Even if you don't get anything, just go bother him.
All right, Garrett, let's see your little board today. What we got on the board?
I don't have anything on the board. Because when there's three of us, right, you can't see the board. And it's going to sit all weird and odd. So I got nothing on the board.
Perfect.
I got things up here.
Before we go
nothing
through our SmackDown, what did I call it? I gave it a name. Drew laughed at it. I forget what it was. SmackDown, down, and Raw Talk. Let's go to an interview.
The Raw rundown.
Right, but I came up with one for the SmackDown, and I'll have to look back at the episode. But we'll start off with an interview that Garrett conducted.
I hope he gets super kicked.
So I'm back here with the Stompers, and I don't know, guys. Take me there. How's it going?
Well, we're doing really good today, Garrett. We're on here with what's this place called? Wrestle Fandom Radio of RFW Champion. We're here with Garrett Plunkett This guy's a really cool guy. You know, we watch this podcast. We tune into that stupid crap with that stupid Joe and Todd. Guys talk about movies that nobody's even heard of. These guys being stupid fans. They don't even know wrestling. They can't even step in the ring.
Shut up, Billy.
Yeah, shut up, Billy. Shut up. All right. Me and this guy, I don't like this guy. I don't like the stupid podcast. I don't like Joe or Dude. You know what they can do? You guys can go somewhere else. I don't want to be here.
See what I have to put up with when I go
This is
there.
what I have to say to that.
You know
I'm
what?
glad that
How
I don't have
ridiculous!
Fuck that shit. I'm really glad I wasn't fucking there because guess what? I would take my kendo stick and use it like a double-sided dildo between both those inbred clowns. All right?
Dude,
Hey,
it's just getting worse.
Patty and whatever the other one's name is, Dumb and Dumber, Inbred and Inbredder, whatever you guys want to call yourselves. You know where I'm at. I'll stop the shit out of both of you. Don't give a fuck. Let's go. Come on. Don't disrespect Garrett like that when he's just trying to help further your guys' careers. You guys are somehow able to kind of spit out audible words to things, but at the end of the day, you're both, kind of destined to do what your ancestors, because it's a very small little branch that we have. It's not a tree, it's a branch of ancestors. Somehow, one of you idiots is going to figure out how to impregnate the other one, and this world is just going to continue to go down the tube. That's all I got to say. Come find me if you got a problem with it. You don't like my show, don't fucking watch it. If you got any other problems.
Who's Todd?
And
I've never seen a Todd on here.
They even called Todd too. Did you hear that?
I think he thought Todd and Drew were the same, and that's where Tood came from, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
So, on a lighter note, with stuff that actually matters, I think we might be a little bit disconnected from the younger wrestling audience. So
Is it because Garrett's old?
You're 2 years older than me.
I know. I'll be 42 next Monday, actually.
So they've all grown up around me. I consider them my nieces and nephews, all their kids. Like they all call me Uncle Joey, And a couple weeks back, I was, we were all hanging out, and I noticed two of the daughters were on the laptop, but I'm hearing a familiar noise, and it's tickling my ears, and it sounded like a ring bell going. Oh, wow. That definitely sounded like somebody getting slammed on a mat. And I look, and the 11-year-old and the 9-year-old are watching clips of the previous week's Raw. And I'm like, huh. And I've at different times than another, I've gotten all these kids into wrestling. But these two had been a pretty adamant, Carly, when she was real little, she was into it about the last few years. But all of a sudden, these girls are into it. So I was with her the other day. I go, Carly, send me a video and tell me why you're into wrestling right now as an 11-year-old girly girl. What has brought you into wrestling? And I think it might surprise you guys because it definitely took me for quite the swerve. It's this one. No. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
This is Carly, and I'm here to talk about Dominic Mysterio, which is my favorite wrestler of maybe all time. I've had a few favorite wrestlers in the past, but I think he's probably my favorite wrestler out of all the wrestlers I've ever had. I also think that he is honestly it's so entertaining to watch him wrestle and fight and, beat all these people. I think it's very entertaining, and I think it's very cool to watch him do all this stuff. I think it's really cool. I also am very interested in the drama of Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and Liv Morgan. I'm very interested in that. I think that is probably the key to liking Dominic Mysterio. I'm very interested in all the drama that he's been in for the past few months. I love watching him on Monday Night Raw. I think he's just so entertaining. I think he's like really, really cute. I also think that he plays such a good role, and I think his acting is very, very good. It's just like, you know, his acting is very well played, and I also think that he is just a nice person in general.
Nice person.
So yeah, that is my opinion on Dominic Mysterio, and my name's Carly. So bye.
So
Okay.
Dominic Mysterio's a sex symbol now, apparently. What the fuck? My mind is blown.
Dude, first of all,
they told me this, and I'm like, the skinny rat face guy with a mullet and a weird stash?
so
WTF?
you gotta remember, at one point in time, Billy Ray Cyrus was a sex symbol. So, but
Billy Ray Cyrus had size to him. Like,
so here's what I want. I want a video every week from her about different things or wrestlers. That was awesome.
well,
Like that was because she acknowledged both ends of it, both the actual like wrestling end of it and the scripted character end of it. By saying his acting is, you know, so it's cool to see someone of that age actually really understand, appreciate, and get what wrestling is as a whole, not as
like
just.
She has grown up with me as literally like when we're doing barbecues and everything. It always seems to fall like lately on the Saturday that they're having a PLE. So halfway through, I'm in the living room watching wrestling, and like, you know, the kids are in there, but like it never, like, you look at like Randy Orton, for example, like even as a heterosexual male, I can look at Randy Orton and be like, chicks dig that. You know what I mean? I can look at Roman Reigns and be like, I understand it. Like, I get it. You don't get that from Dominic Mysterio. Like, to me, like, that's on the scale of somebody being like, oh my God, the Big Show is so hot. Like, it's not like, unless you're into like a certain very specific type of guy, like that's not like the consensus.
We're sorry, Paul White. You're a good-looking dude.
I'm not saying like
Well, what's a handsome man?
But like, just like with everything, there are levels of hotness, and like you got Brad Pitt, like you got Brad Pitt up there. You got, you know, like. Dominic, I don't get it. So, Carly, we're requesting maybe she can be our liaison on what happens every week with Liv, Dom, and Rhea.
That's perfect.
Maybe it's the whole bad boy thing. They just like.
I don't.
Not even a bad boy. Like, if you just.
Bro, he's done time. He's done time, Todd. He went to prison.
Todd, he's a heel who took a heel turn.
I know. Double heel.
Like Joe pointed out, he's a heel who somehow got more heel.
So, I don't know if somebody put it in the chat or if I just watched it. But him on like the Logan Paul show and fucking asking him if he's been to Japan because something must have happened at one point in time. Logan Paul was in Japan wearing a weird hat. And
yeah, he was in the Suicide Forest.
Yeah. So like Dom was just sitting there like on the show. He's like, "Oh man, you guys been to Japan before? Like, that's really cool there." And Logan Paul, like the look on his face, he's like, "Stop!" Like he's like, "No man, it's really fun." He's like, "Would you ever go to Japan? You know?" And this and that. And like Logan was getting pissed and fucking
good.
He's like, "You could like wear the hat and stuff." like I want to actually like watch it because it's Dom like as Dominic Mysterio. It's not Dirty Dom. It's not heel, or like it's just Dom talking. Because the other guy that was doing the show with him, like, oh, if you had to choose between your work life and your real life, which one would you pick? He was like, my real life. He's like, what? He's like, what kind of question is that? But yeah, no, he put Logan Paul on blast. And speaking of Logan Paul, you like that? I have shit written down. There is a very good possibility that he is going to be part of a cyberbullying lawsuit from that woman boxer that everybody's saying is a man, which she's a woman. So just with that shit. She was born a woman. It's there. So he was part of that, along with like, I guess J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk. Like they're all in this fucking cyberbullying lawsuit, because I did hear, maybe we talked about it. I did hear a rumor that he was supposed to retain the belt.
We talked about that.
We did. Yeah, you brought it up.
Yeah. So I mean, like, now if he's like, if he gets put in that lawsuit, like, that's pretty much, in my opinion, that's kind of toast for his wrestling career for a while until it gets sorted out.
Yeah.
Because, what's that?
Until he goes to AEW, because Tony Khan don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you guys know that fucking Randy Orton's put in 600 hours in Elden Ring?
Into what?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Holy crap!
He was on Cody's. Well, I don't know if he talked about it on Cody's thing. He was like, listen, he was like, you got to remember, he's like, I had spinal infusion. You know, he was like, I had a lot of free time on my hand. He was like, yeah, he's like, I have over 600 hours in Elden Ring.
That's bonkers.
And he's still in like the best shape of his life.
That's wild.
Yeah. So,
I mean, the first Borderlands, I feel like I had about 600 hours, if not more. I think I had like 800 hours in that game.
The Arkham City, I probably had.
Arkham City. Yeah. That was a good one.
I don't know if
a percentage of my life.
I don't know.
And then I've been playing Destiny since it came out, so there's that. You know.
Yeah, I don't even want to know how many hours I've logged into GTA 5 since I played it over 3 fucking consoles.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe I either put this in the chat or I meant to put it in the chat and I'm a stoner, so I forgot. But you mentioned Borderlands. Did you hear that movie is god awful and there's a possibility it'll be streaming next week?
It's going to be streaming on the 29th, I think they said. 26th or 29th. And it just came out on the 9th. 26th, I think it's coming out.
Yeah, it's made like $21 million like worldwide.
And how about Deadpool Wolverine is the highest grossing R-rated film of all time now.
The second, like when I saw that it looked like it was about to be a Borderlands movie in the preview, and then Kevin Hart came out, I instantly did not want to watch it.
What do you have against Kevin Hart, huh? What's your problem with
I
Kevin?
just think
you
that
don't like short people. Is it because you're so tall that you don't like short people, Garrett? Mm-hmm. Is it coming out now?
Yeah, he's the tallest. Fucking tallest. You know what? You keep acting up, and I'm gonna mute you for the rest of the fucking podcast, bro. Like you're gonna be put in timeout. Garrett, do you want to be put in timeout? Do you want to be in timeout?
No.
All right. So,
but seriously, did everyone think right off the bat, watching the first preview, that movie was going to be trash?
Yeah. It looked awful to me.
I just want movie companies to remember things like Double Dragon, the original Mario Brothers.
Whoa.
Dude, that's a fucking terrible movie. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Put him
in timeout. Put him in timeout.
No, fuck you. Terrible movie. Absolutely garbage.
So
garbage.
So the Todd and Joe morning show is not going to be the Joe and Garrett morning show because Joe's feelings are so hurt.
Dude, I know what we're talking about fucking Friday.
how bad that movie is?
No. We are having a debate. Fucking
It's gonna
John
be.
Leguizamo is
Biden
terrible.
style. We're having a fucking debate.
What'd you say, Todd? What
I
was the
said
last
how
thing?
John Leguizamo is terrible.
Okay, so this is
What?
the SmackDown.
Wait. Terrible, like all the time?
Most, yes, pretty much. I don't
are we
like
fighting?
dumb like comedians like that.
Hurt my feelings.
Hang on, where'd it
Like John Leguizamo's freak.
go? The Pest.
The past, dude. Travis just gave me that on DVD.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Past, yeah. So it's in the collection now.
That's
movies.
awesome. All right. So on SmackDown, we're 2 weeks away from Bash in Berlin. We know Roman's going to be there. Tiffany Stratton's throwing Nia Jax Celebration. DIY versus Street Profits. We got Naomi versus Blair Davenport. And KO versus Grayson Waller. This is what happened. We opened the show with little Tiffany Stratton throwing Nia Jax a little bit of party. And I kind of dug this. Like, it definitely, I always dig these kind of segments. These just like completely obnoxious, ridiculous segments. And like Tiffany Stratton, even though like a lot of people didn't think she should have won Money in the Bank, she's kind of proven herself. She's kind of shown me she's got the acting chops. We already knew she could throw down in squared circle, but she's really showing her range and honestly how mature she is in this role. And like, say what you want about Queen Nia, but dude, like she's killing it. And like we're slowly seeing Nia getting crueler and crueler to Tiffany, and that pressure cooker is just ready to go. And I dug the segment. It was kind of cool. And so then during the celebration, Maya Yim showed up and started fucking taking everybody out. And it was pretty cool. Like I kind of dug it. And then we had a great wrestling match. Like we had Andrade and Carmelo Hayes go at it. And like these guys crushed it. Like the match itself was absolutely phenomenal. They really showcased how good they both are. This storyline, I don't give a fuck about. I don't care about this at all. And like it's again cut Raw down to 2 hours. Like even if you do, well, they're gonna be on Netflix, so I was gonna say even if you do just like short online things to progress something else, it just
Raw's gonna be like 5 hours now.
It'll just be 24-hour Raw. Like you literally, you got people coming in and out like nonstop, and they're going for like the world record longest show ever.
It would
See that happening. All right, then I don't know. Like the crowd loved it. The crowd loved the match. Like Andrade had this awesome moonsault out of the ring that was fan-freaking-tastic. Carmelo Hayes ended up taking out the dub though, and then we had Naomi versus Blair Davenport. Again, something I don't even care. Like I'm not even. I don't know. Davenport won. It wasn't even that good of a match in my opinion.
Did you guys like that video I sent of the 2K video game of Drew McIntyre coming out to Naomi's opening?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was Roman, not Drew.
Oh, Roman. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it was Roman. Dude, I cracked. I lost it. Like, we should probably share that on the page. Like that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So then after this, they ran a little video package of Solo was shown telling Tama Tonga that if Reign takes back the Yule Lalafa, blah, that he'll be traveling to again. So then we had KO versus Grayson Waller. Huh?
The Ulafala.
Yes. So Owens and Waller had a hilarious exchange backstage. And it kind of set up the singles match. Austin Theory was by his tanky partner's side as usual. Owens took control almost immediately and ran Waller down with a clothesline at ringside. He rammed the Aussie's head into the announce table a few times for good measure. Owens was able to get the win with a pop-up power bomb. I mean, it was a pretty much a typical KO match. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of back and forth, pop up power bomb, ends it. They did a little rest in peace. Like that's actually something we didn't talk about top. Alpha from Wild Samoans has passed. So now, a couple months apart, we have now lost both the Wild Samoans. And if you don't know who they are, if you've never really paid attention to that, like this kind of the start of the whole tribal chief Samoan dynasty thing going on. And we would not have wrestling today without all the contributions both of them made. But rest in peace, buddy. So then we had Street Profits versus DIY. LA Knight came out first. Big Pop talked about winning U.S. title from Logan Paul before Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford took on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Both teams received a warm welcome from the crowd, but the reaction to the Profits was slightly louder. Ford and Gargano began the match with a sequence of counters, but it was definitely a step above what we usually see. Anyone who is familiar with these two teams came into this expecting a fast-paced action, unique offense, and creative double-team spots. And that's exactly what these two teams delivered. Street Profits ended up winning. You know, it just, it was a great match. But again, it just wasn't, I don't know, anything crazy. But so to close out the night, we had a pretty awesome segment if you did not see it. You had Solo and Tama Tonga come out to the ring for the final segment. The self-appointed head of the table called out Roman to try to come take the Eula Fala from him.
Falafel.
The former Universal Champion arrived and battled Sikoa and Tama all by himself. He reclaimed the Eula before the Samoan Werewolf himself leveled him with a super kick out of nowhere. Like, what can this guy not do? He just severely hurt his leg not even 2 weeks ago, where I'm pretty sure the bone was broke. All the ligaments tore. But he braved hurting himself further, permanently damaging his leg, to super kick that son of a bitch Roman Reigns right in the fucking face. Oh, dude, I'm still in the storyline. Like, I'm still here. Like, I love it. Like,
It's gotten better since Roman came back. It has purpose now.
And we all know how I feel about Mr. Reigns.
You love him. You want to have his man-child.
I do right now, bro. I'm looking at WWEshop.com. I'm like, man, that OTC shirt would look really good up on these. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like
Garrett.
I love this. And it like, dude, it just, the former Universal Champion arrived and like they just boomed. The show ended with Solo standing tall over his fallen cousin. This was a solid ending to an above-average episode of SmackDown. So that's how
question right here. Do we think, or how do you guys feel about the fact that Cody has not come out to help Roman at all?
Because I don't.
Is that going to come back to bite Cody in the ass when Roman eventually tries to get the title back?
No, because I don't see it. Like, Roman coming out and hitting Solo during SummerSlam wasn't him saving Cody. Saving Cody was a byproduct of him saying, I'm the tribal chief. That was a byproduct of it. And the look Roman gave him wasn't a look like, yeah, we're cool. It was a look like, let me handle my business.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see you on the street.
And then I'll get back to you.
Was. So I don't think anybody's expecting Cody to come out and assist. Could it be something that happens in the future? Absolutely. Like, at this point, I'm expecting everything. And then last night, we had a little show called Monday Night Raw. And where is it? Oh, hang on 1 second, guys. I canceled the wrong video. I need to pull somebody's video. Oh, he sent me 2. Maybe there's 2 things he wanted us to do.
Are you sure you just didn't get rid of the one from last week?
No. They're both on the same. No, you're right. The other one's from last week. Oh, he didn't even send one this week.
Wow.
Well,
He
damn
didn't.
it.
I thought I saw the email in here. No, that's the one from last week. I apologize.
We'll have to garnish his wages.
Yeah. So let's pull up raw results because I only saw about half of it.
Well, it started with Randy,
Yep. And
Gunther, and
Yep. I got it right here.
Ludwig came out. It was
Yes, I saw the Randy. All
better.
right, so here we go. World champion Gunther and right-hand man Ludwig sent a message loudly and clearly to Randy Orton in the night's opening segment. Fans in Fort Lauderdale greeted the Viper with an enormous reaction. I almost just said erection. But the ring general quickly interrupted, taking exception to the RKO dealt to him a week ago. Trash talking ensued, culminating with Orton vowing to put his size 15 double extra wide boot up Gunther's backside before Kaiser attacked. The 2-on-1 number game provided too much even for the third generation superstar to overcome as the heels left him lying to close out the segment. We had an absolute monster pop for the Viper, only further underlines that he's a timeless performer who will be perpetually over. Gunther told Orton to celebrate the RKO from last week because it was be the only celebrating he does at Bash in Berlin. All you have managed to do was make this very, very personal. Gunther vowed to leave Orton a bloody mess and called him a one-trick pony, referring to the RKO. This was a strong opening segment in which we saw how disgraced Gunther was after suffering the RKO. He intensified the rivalry with the introduction of Kaiser, who's a dangerous ally against an Orton without Kevin Owens or Cody Rhodes to back him up. And then, honestly, this next match kind of took me by surprise because it was fucking awesome. We had Sheamus and first Pete Dunne again. These former allies just beat the absolute piss out of each other. During the match, who won? Sheamus defeated Pete Dunne. During the match, McAfee revealed that Sheamus will be the guest picker on the first international edition of ESPN's Collins Game Day this Saturday in Dublin. McAfee and Michael Cole openly discussing TNA wrestler and who, guys? Who? Who do we believe in?
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Henry. Openly discussing him on TV.
You know what they I noticed, which I don't know if it's like really crazy, but I think under the Vince era it would have happened, is they're talking about Sheamus winning the title at WrestleMania against Daniel Bryan. And they actually said Daniel Bryan, which under Vince's rules would have probably been a big no-no.
Right.
So it's nice to see that they're able to talk about
So
stuff.
they said
again.
Bryan Danielson, you mean?
No, they said Daniel Bryan.
Oh. And then, so this next match, I think, surprised all of us. Maxine Dupree versus Ivy Nile.
Dude, she beat
Maxine can wrestle, guys.
Dude, that Buster, I mean, that would have made Kurt Hennig proud. Okay? That was sick on the outside. I was not prepared for that. I mean, I knew she wasn't going to win, but I was blown away by the way she went at Ivy. That was nuts.
But she didn't lose.
So, well, nobody lost because it was kind of a no contest because
some folk got involved.
So I think
who got involved, Todd?
I think on that note, we'll do a little spotlight to our friend Tude
So,
Dude, oh no.
so there had been little, signs near Ivy Niles for like a couple of weeks now because she betrayed, people. Which that's the theme at this point in time for the White Six, going after people that betrayed family, whatever. So yeah, Nikki Cross got to actually see her. I don't want to say in action per se, but she did something more than creepily crawl around and.
You mean
creepy.
Sister Abigail?
Yes, they called her Nikki Cross, and because he even said that Cole was like Nikki Cross. He was like, who thinks she's Abby the Witch. And then so she attacked or no, she was gonna attack Ivy, and then the Creed brothers and Chad all like rolled in. They're like, no.
What are they called now? American Made?
American Made, yeah.
American Made.
So then the rest of the White Six showed up, Gacy and fucking Rowan, and damn it. I can't put dude's fucking names.
Dexter Loomis.
Thank you. So they showed up, beat the hell out of him, and fucking Rowan like lifted and fucking just slammed that one dude. That was impressive.
Rowan's not a small man, and I know he's strong, but that was like some Braun Strowman shit.
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
Just to interject, Joe, or to go along with what you said, just right there, that he's not when we remember when we were doing the show prior when we were in the studio, and then I went to that live event where I sat up front, and because a friend gave tickets, so I was standing when Rowan came walking by, and I felt small. That's when I feel small. That's not. It's odd. It's an odd feeling because I haven't been small in over 25 years. It's I was just like, oh man, like he's a.
So Garrett, are you telling us you're big?
Big dude. I am. I'm a big guy. Very tall. I'm the tallest. Remember this, Joe.
Yes, the tallest.
I'm sorry. So yes, you were saying, Tom.
So then all left in the ring was Chad and the White Six. They surround him, and in comes Uncle Howdy and gives him a nice Sister Abigail. So, and that actually sets up a match for next Monday. It's Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. They still have been doing this perfectly, in my opinion. They didn't have him on last week. They just had that video package of Bo. Like their first match was really good, and fucking nice homage to Bray, but they haven't just been like overboard. They haven't been. There's 2 fucking pay-per-views, then they haven't been part of that, which is kind of cool, to be honest with you.
It's just like a TV feature.
Yes, and it's. I'm curious, is it going to be Uncle Howdy? Is it going to be Bo? Like, I know they said Uncle Howdy, but, that'd be crazy mask and hair thing to wrestle in, I suppose. But, so yeah, that'll be awesome. But I did see an interview with Chad Gable, and he was talking about that, and when he learned he's going to be part of the storyline and, everything, blah, blah, blah. And he said, like, when the first Sister Abigail that, Uncle Howdy did to him, he was like, I had to, like, as in his words were, I had to add some extra stank on that. He was like, I had to really like punch it home because it was what it was. So I thought that was really cool, that he was putting in the extra effort to, make it just a little bit better in the memory of Bray, and all that. Even last night, that was a good one, man. He ended up fucking on the other side of the ring. Like, he didn't rock Stone Cold Stunner sell it, but he sold it very well.
Yeah, he did.
So that's that on the Wyatt 6.
All right. And To continue, we had a really good video package of Brown Breaker, and it kind of reminded me of like an ESPN kind of thing. We officially got the name American Made is Gable and the Creed brothers. And then we got a little promo from Garrett's favorite wrestler, the best in the world, Philip Chick Magnet Punk.
Pepsi Philip.
Why wouldn't he just go with Chicago Made? I would never have told anybody. Like, once I realized how dumb that really sounded, if people are like, what does CM stand for? I'd be like, yeah, Chicago Made. Like, because.
Right. So Punk made his way to the ring with a leather strap, and after applauding the fans for their role in WWE's hot streak, revealed that he would face McIntyre in a leather strap match at Bash in Berlin. Scottish Warrior interrupted, scoffed the idea of the contest, and vowed to destroy the best in the world in Berlin. Scott taunted Punk by saying that his wife and dog are happier at home with him than with his rival, to which the babyface said McIntyre will be cuffed to him at the premium live event, not the other way around. So the top takeaway from this segment was that CM Punk said, I am Taylor Swift for men.
He did, and I laughed.
And that's not a line anyone expected to hear on Raw, but here we are. And it's really not that inaccurate. I want this strap match so I can whip this bitch, Punk said of the stipulation for the match. I have a question. I am 100% serious. Have you started drinking? McIntyre asked in response to the strap match reveal. I thought that line was hysterical. Like, if anyone was going to start drinking, you know.
Hi, Carly.
Carly's in there?
Carly's in there.
Oh, no problem, Carl. Who's Halloween Haunts?
I don't know. But thanks for chatting. It just popped up for me too. It says it was at 8:28, but it just popped up. I don't know why it doesn't seem like I see everything right off the bat.
Dude, I've had it up this whole time and they literally just popped up.
They both just popped up, yeah. So But hi Carly, thanks for your video.
Yeah, Carly, we're gonna have a job for you.
We don't understand why you like him, so you're gonna have to help us understand.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
I mean, we like him for, but we not the same reasons it appears like you like him. So.
Yeah, sure, Garrett. Yeah, sure. Yep. You just keep telling yourself that.
So then we had.
I get the stash. It's the stash for me.
Growing, Garrett. The New Day and Odyssey Jones versus the Final Testament. Like,
when's it going to fall apart? Both of them. Both of them just need to fall apart immediately.
Yeah.
Or combine and become the final day.
And, well, before we even got the match, we had Carly's favorite man issue a challenge to Damian to fight later on in the show. And then, I don't know, man. I'm waiting for the Xavier Woods turn, but I don't care about the storyline at all.
No.
They wrestled. Odyssey Jones ended up getting the win. Xavier looked kind of jealous that Kofi was giving him high fives and stuff. And then we had a no DQ match between The Miz and Bronson Reed. And can anybody guess how this happened? Big part of this match was Miz tried to get out of the match before it even started by talking to Adam Pearce. He wasn't sure he wanted a match with Reed, but he'd fight for his friend R-Truth, who was beaten by the big man a week ago. Miz pulled out a desperation tornado DDT to a steel chair for an effective near fall. Listen to the crowd as Reed climbs the top ropes for that finisher. They come alive. For a big dude, he kind of reminds me of Rhino. He's a big, squat dude who's got moves. Like he's very, very agile, like almost like a Vader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we had our main event: Damian Priest versus Carly's boyfriend, Dominic Mysterio. And so before the match, Damian Priest told Rhea Ripley that he knew that a match with Dominic Mysterio was a trap for the Judgment Day to get one over on him.
That's a trap.
Right. And before the contest could start, the heels attacked, and despite the former world champion's early success, they overwhelmed him. The heels beat him down while Liv Morgan jumped on an unsuspecting Ripley with a steel chair. The remaining Judgment Day members laid out the Terror Twins. I don't like that nickname at all. And stood tall to close out the segment. We had, what do we have? We had the women's tag. Like I'm not even going over this. Like it's not. Like it was an okay match. Then we had our closing segment: Randy versus Ludwig. Randy avenged the attack from early in the night in Monday's main event, dropping Ludwig Kaiser with an RKO for the win. The match saw Kaiser expertly pick apart the Viper's injured knee. Like, because he does such a good job playing Gunther's like sidekick, and it's almost like that sniveling like bad guy role. I forget this dude can throw down. Like
really good.
Yeah.
He's such a good, like he reminds me of like a Daniel Bryan type like wrestler. And
sometimes it kind of reminds me of Zack Sabre Jr. Almost like he really do a lot of the technical stuff, you know, and it's crazy.
And it just made them both look great. And Orton fought through it all. Kaiser tried countering him with a roll-up for the DDT, trying to set up the RKO. Kaiser countered with a roll-up, only to walk right back into the RKO. Randy won. Some of these storylines that they got going are red hot. They are burning, baby. And some of these things are never going to get off the ground. And it makes for an inconsistent watch on the show. It doesn't keep the flow of the show going good. Where I think, like we've said a million times, SmackDown being 2 hours is more entertaining all the way through. And you pretty much care about everything going on there, you know?
Yeah, there's no filler. There's no time for any filler. So I have two questions or two thoughts with certain things on Raw. One, when it ended, right? We're still in the middle of Randy and Gunther just going at it, and boom, USA just cuts it off.
Yep.
So, do we think this will change at Netflix? On Netflix, will we?
You don't have to worry about
11, or will it actually end just whenever it ends? Or are we going to these 11:07 end times again?
I mean, I'm sure there'll be like some sort of stipulation, like you can't go 10 minutes over, like you're only paying like a money issue thing or whatever. Right. But with Netflix, you don't have to worry about, oh, I have another show coming on next, so I have another contract I have to fulfill, and so you won't have that same issue. And I just hope, they can figure out the pacing better, I guess.
Yeah,
because
again, I've been, this is something we've been talking about. I think Joe, since we brought the show back, was Raw is Raw. It's unnecessary for it to be 3 hours, and they need to take the opportunity with the fact that it's switching to a completely different platform, that they need to knock it back to 2 hours, and it'll be just better.
I would even say 2.5, like trim a half hour off the show, and it would be,
it just that even that would be a little bit better. I mean, you're also not going to have true commercials anymore. You're just going to have, I'm sure.
I'm sure it'll be like Hulu, I think.
Yeah, it'll be like sponsorship, things more than your traditional 2 minutes of commercials,
Right.
The other thing is, where do you guys think they're going to go with all of this Bronson Reed stuff? Because it's apparent that he's favored right now and has been for a while since NXT. What are we doing with it, considering all the other pieces that we see on the table?
I mean, if they weren't on different shows, I would say like they were setting up for the IC title. Like it just seems like he seems like perfect for that role. But they're doing a lot with the US title. So like it's that like I don't know. Like I think they're kind of like at an impasse of what to do with them. And it'll be one of those things that it'll be the right place, right time, or he'll be another casualty of wrong place, wrong time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just
because I really don't. I can't see where they're going with it. Like I could almost see like a Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed thing, like just to have them doing something that could possibly be. But like you don't know. Like with everything that's going on with the Wyatt Six and like with the Bloodline, and then you got the McIntyre Punk, Rollins stuff going on. Like you have all these big storylines going on, like the Judgment Day shit with like a lot of people already involved. So it's kind of hard to see where you would be able to fit something else in with any of that, or even to give it itself enough attention.
right. Right. It just,
But I don't know. But I have to wrap up.
all right.
You never
But
wrap.
This is the last time.
Wednesday, what are we doing?
Hopefully, I will have it out tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be putting a timestamp on it anymore, but the movie this week, I might just say it's a weekly thing, but the movie's going to be The Wraith. Remember the Charlie Sheen movie, Wraith.
Cool.
It's, always,
And I know we didn't have
always
one.
been a fun watch.
I know we didn't have one this week, but next Monday you will be getting a Todd and Joe morning show, and we are going to debate the Super Mario Brothers movie.
No, I don't want to. You want to know why? Because
Yes.
it'll be my birthday. So it'll be the
All right.
Todd birthday show.
All right, we're having God damn it, Todd birthday show. Happy 50th, Todd.
Okay, but then Joe, the following show has to be the Super Mario.
I'll have a whole week to prepare. I'll come in a suit like I'm a lawyer.
And my defense is just going to be
It's just going to be a tie. It's just a tie. I've seen the suit. It's just a tie.
birthday.
All right. Later, bitches.
Peace, y'all.